everyone, it's Mithril. Welcome back to my journey of learning how to draw. Over the next few weeks or months, I'm planning on spending about $150 on Gumroad tutorials. So, why am I doing this? A few months ago, I started making a series about Skillshare and looking at the types of courses that were offered there. A lot of people commented or reached out to me and said that they didn't feel like the Skillshare subscription was really worth it for them, and urged me to check out tutorials that were available on Gumroad. So basically, Gumroad is this marketplace where people can post their digital or physical goods up for sale. And in particular, relating to art, people sell things like brush packs, reference packs, and tutorials. For this first episode of my series, I've decided to go with a creator called Ladowska, or Asia Ladowska. I found her in my Instagram just looking at some fan art. I think her stuff is absolutely gorgeous. A different artist on Instagram actually inspired me to start this series in the first place when I saw their courses for sale on Gumroad. However, Ladowska just popped into my Instagram feed like last night, and she was having a birthday sale. Unfortunately, that'll be over by the time you guys see this, but it was for a coupon for 29% off, so I decided to pick up 2 of her courses yesterday. So this is her Gumroad store. As you can see, she also has a Patreon where she releases the same stuff. I know a lot of creators release their old Patreon packs here on Gumroad as individual purchases. In fact, Sakimi-chan doing this is how I discovered Gumroad in the first place. As you can see, this stuff is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. It's pretty expensive. It's about, 2 months of Skillshare for the majority of these packs? I wanted the tutorials that I purchased to be more basic, so it would be something that I could apply right away. In the end, I settled on her Drawing Eyes tutorial for $18, which includes a voiceover video about drawing eyes, real-time videos of all parts of the tutorial, and the supporting Photoshop files and JPEGs. And for the second tutorial, I chose Static versus Dynamic Pose Part 1, although I did not see a Part 2 in the shop, so if it's good, maybe I'll pick it up when it comes out. And it says it comes with voiceover video about drawing a character in dynamic pose, real-time video, plus the supporting Photoshop files and line art. I used her birthday discount code for the purchases, so I only ended up paying $12.78 each. So the total cost of these materials that I'll be featuring in this video, if you were to buy them, would be $36. Since I got them on sale, it's $25.56 for me total. And I'll count my discounted price in my budget because that's how much I was willing to spend. So, I have $124.44 left. If you have any Gumroad tutorials that you're interested in, that you want to see reviewed, or if you want to see what it's like, hit me up. I might get it. So, I've never purchased any Gumroad tutorials before, so I really don't know what to expect out of this. Alrighty, so it seems like this is what you get when you purchase it. It's like a PDF file with links to private YouTube videos of the actual tutorial videos. Here's a YouTube video with the voiceover, and then here's all the real-time videos without sound. And then here is a Dropbox link that has all the Photoshop files and the image files. And it's the same thing for the Static versus Dynamic Pose one. Here's a voiceover video, here's a real-time sketching video without sound, and here's the supporting files in the Dropbox. Alright, let's get started! To start off with the eye tutorial, I think it started off well enough. The voiceover video was about 36 minutes long, so I buckled down and really tried to study it as I watched. She started with how you really need to observe the eyes and see how it behaves in different angles and study the actual anatomy of the eye, and I got really excited because anatomy is great, I totally agree. Learning the base of things is definitely the way to go. But then she says to just Google it, which puts a damper on the course for me. I think the concept is great, but I would have liked more guidance on how to actually learn the anatomy, rather than just being told to look it up. Like, what I'm really looking for when I bought this course was for her to tell me, what steps she took to learn everything, what sorts of anatomy resources were the best and worst for her, and she didn't really go into that at all. Then she goes through some concepts like needing to warm up a bit before getting into the drawing every single time you draw. I'm definitely guilty of not warming up or pretending that yesterday's warm-up counts for today, and then being upset at how my art was coming out, so I appreciate her mentioning it and drilling it into me. Then she talks about needing to do studies on eyes, both real ones and stylized ones from your favorite artists. I feel like this was the most interesting part because she went through 6 of her inspirations and did a study of an eye from each while describing the characteristics that make their eyes distinctive. She includes the image that she's studying from so you can really see what kind of changes that happen whenever it filters through her artistic lens as opposed to what it looked like originally. This part was really insightful and really cool. And then we go into this experimentation process where you draw a grid with eye shapes along the side and irises along the top. Then you combine them to see what's more appealing. I think this is an interesting concept and something I'll definitely be repeating as I learn and practice and improve. And then at the very, very end, she goes into how she draws eyes in her style for like a minute. And she says that this is the part of the video that we were probably all waiting for, but that it was gonna be the shortest and the most boring because it doesn't really help, I guess. Moving on to the static versus dynamic pose tutorial, the video is 16 minutes long and she starts off by saying that this is a bit more advanced since she's already released some tutorials on portraits. Oops. I don't know if it's just that I don't understand enough about art, but I don't think I took very much away from this lesson. I think that the information about dynamic poses can be summed up as draw things on angles instead of straight on and parallel to each other, make a dynamic and quick sketch, and use a dynamic looking brush. The information she says that's specific to her is interesting, such as which brushes she uses for her sketches and inking in the video drawings. I think the main takeaway was, while she didn't really assign any exercises or homework to do in the eye tutorial, she did describe the sorts of things you can do to practice, and I used that and did what she said to do. However, in the posing lesson, she gave even less guidance on what to actually do, so I didn't really know what to do. In the end, I just tried to copy some of the drawings from the video, I copied another drawing I found online, and I tried to draw a few poses myself. I colored those in blue, the ones that I did from imagination. And I'll be honest, when I was first watching it, I got really nervous because I was thinking, oh man, like I can't draw, this is so useless to me, I don't know what to do. But then after copying, I finally worked up the courage to try to draw my own poses, like my own faces and torsos, and it actually turned out better than I thought, which I am very happy with. They're not really dynamic compared to what she was drawing, and I'm not sure if her lesson really helped me here. In conclusion, do I think the courses were worth $36? No. And I don't think she really does either. According to her Patreon, you can get the same videos plus a lot more material for $10 a month, which I feel like is closer to what I would actually pay for this. However, even for that much, I still wouldn't buy these lessons again. However, do I regret buying them? Absolutely not, because this money goes straight into her pocket to support her work and support her art, and that is completely fine with me. Would I buy them again? Would I buy any other ones? No, I don't think her teaching style really meshes with what I need to learn. I agree that some things anyone can teach you, like eye anatomy, and it would be a waste of time for her to do it because I'm really here for her insights. I got some of that with the eye tutorial. I got very much less of that in the pose tutorial, and neither of them like really lived up to what I was expecting. She didn't really give any homework or exercises to do. She just said like go out and draw, which is great, but I've been trying to do that and it hasn't really been working out for me. I was also a bit frustrated that the lesson turned out to be more advanced than I was expecting, so I don't think I had the proper fundamentals to take advantage of it. This happens to me a lot, you know, I'm a beginner artist, a lot of stuff is going to be too advanced for me. However, on YouTube and Skillshare, I can just go pick another video. Here, I was sort of stuck with what I had, so I made the best of it, but I don't think it was the most effective for my stage of learning. So I have $124.44 left to try out other courses. Feel free to suggest your favorite creators, interesting things you've seen, or courses that you've enjoyed. If you want to check out Skillshare and support the channel, feel free to use the link in the description to sign up for a 2-month free unlimited trial. Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to making the next video. Remember that talent is a myth. Now, get back to work.